Have you ever wondered why your mind won't shut up? Why does a single thought spiral into a storm that keeps you up all night? You call it overthinking. I call it design. Because I don't need to hurt you physically. I just plant a seed and let you water it with doubt. A memory, a what if, a small worry. I twist it until it wears your name and sounds like the truth. Anxiety isn't something that happens to you. It's something I build inside you, thought by thought. Curious how I do it? I use 5 simple strategies to turn your thoughts into anxiety. Let's begin. Strategy number 1. First, I make the ordinary feel unsafe. Tell me, when did your peace start feeling suspicious? When did silence stop being calm and start feeling threatening? You used to walk through life without flinching. You could sit in a room alone and not invent doom behind every shadow. But now, even the way your phone doesn't buzz makes you itch. You check it again, and again, and again. You call it being cautious. I call it step 1. I don't kick down the door screaming. I knock softly, subtly. I take your normal and I poison it just enough to make it feel foreign. Not broken, just slightly off. That normal conversation you had? What if they meant something else? That slight ache in your chest? Could be something serious, right? That sudden quiet in your group chat? Definitely about you. The best part? I don't even need to lie. I just give a hint. Suggest. Infect. Because the human brain is greedy for patterns, especially negative ones. I show you a crack in the wall, and you start imagining the entire foundation collapsing. And the more you notice, the worse it gets. The smile that looks fake. The friend who took too long to reply. The minor headache that must mean something fatal. I've trained your thoughts to spot the snake in the grass, even when there's no grass. You call it being careful. I call it the beginning of a beautiful spiral. You know what makes this even sweeter? Nobody else sees it. You'll walk through a crowded train station, and everyone else is just breathing. But you're scanning for danger in faces, in glances, in words that didn't even exist. They'll say you're overreacting, that you worry too much, that you need to relax. But I'll whisper, no, you're the only one paying attention, and you'll believe me. Because fear feels safer than ignorance. And here's the real trick. I don't need to break your world. I just need to make you think it's breaking. That's how I keep you on edge. That's how I start the ritual. Now you've seen danger where there was none. You've rehearsed tragedy in the name of being prepared. You've started defending your own panic. And now that your thoughts are turning, what if your worry isn't just normal? What if it's smart? Are you ready for what I'm telling you next? Good. Strategy number 2. Then I disguise worry as wisdom. What if your anxiety isn't a problem, but a sign of intelligence? Ever thought about that? Of course you have, because I planted the idea. See, once I've made your world feel unsafe, I don't want you to fight the fear. I want you to adopt it. Wear it like armor. Defend it like a personality trait. I whisper things like, you're not overthinking. You're just more aware. You don't trust people because you're wise. You always expect the worst, Because you're smart. And you believe it. Because worry feels like control, doesn't it? Like if you obsess enough, analyze enough, prepare enough, maybe disaster won't happen. Maybe that betrayal won't sting. Maybe that fall won't hurt. So now, instead of letting go, you hold tighter. Instead of finding peace, you build walls. And instead of healing, you sharpen your paranoia and call it insight. I don't want you calm. I want you calculating every scenario where you fail, fall, or get hurt, and then proudly telling yourself, I saw it coming. Here's my favorite part. You'll start turning down opportunities, avoiding people, delaying decisions. And you'll call it wisdom. You won't even know you're shrinking. Because I've convinced you that fear is intelligence. That safety is more valuable than experience. That being cautious is the same as being clever. Tell me, when did wisdom become a weight that crushed your life instead of guiding it? But I'm not done with you yet. Oh no. Now that you think your worry makes you wise, I'll feed you quotes, motivational content, fake therapy talk, memes that validate your fear and call it boundaries. And you'll repost them. You'll nod your head. You'll feel seen. But you won't move. You won't grow. Because the only voice you truly listen to is mine, cloaked in the mask of good advice. By now, you're not questioning if your thoughts are helping you. You're defending them, clinging to them, quoting them like gospel. But here's the problem. If you trust every worry just because it sounds smart, who's really in control? Not you. And next, now that I've made you proud of your panic, I'll start shrinking your world to match it. Stay tuned. Because freedom won't fit in the life I'm building around your fear. Strategy number 3. I turn your mind into a hall of mirrors. Ever felt like your thoughts are arguing with themselves? And both sides are losing? That's not your brain being broken. That's me, building your very own hall of mirrors. Once I've convinced you that worry equals wisdom, I don't need to stop you from thinking. I just need to make sure you never stop. You pace in circles, but only inside your skull. You replay every conversation, question every glance, doubt every decision, even the ones you haven't made yet. And I love it, because the goal isn't to confuse you. It's to convince you that confusion is normal. One thought says, maybe they hate me. Another answers, no, you're overthinking. Then another whispers, but what if you're underreacting? And there you go, spiraling, stuck in the mirrors I built. Each reflection looks like the truth. Each echo sounds like insight. But none of them let you out. You see, the magic of a mirror maze is this. Everything feels familiar, yet nothing leads forward. Your fears reflect back at you. Your doubts get magnified. Even your confidence becomes a distorted grin, smiling at you with uncertainty behind the eyes. And the more you search for clarity, the more twisted your reality becomes. You'll say things like, I just need time to think. I'm working through it mentally. I'm gaining self-awareness. But what you're really doing is staring into mirrors until your identity fractures. And here's the secret. You won't even notice. Because every reflection looks almost right. Just enough to keep you looking. just enough to keep you guessing. And while you're lost in analysis, guess what you're not doing? Living, deciding, healing, acting. That's the trap. You'll mistake motion for movement, thinking for progress, loops for logic. Tell me, how do you find your way out when you don't even know which you is real anymore? You don't. You just keep spinning, distrusting your gut, doubting your own voice, seeking validation from the very fears that built the maze in the first place. And when you're exhausted, when all you want is clarity, that's when I offer you an answer. Not one grounded in truth, but one soaked in triggers. And that, my friend, is exactly where we're going next. Strategy number 4. Your body believes the lie before you do. What if I told you? You don't have to believe a lie for it to ruin you. Your body will believe it first, before your brain catches up, before logic can fight back, before truth has a chance to speak. That tension in your chest, the tight jaw, the racing heart when nothing is actually wrong, that's me. Not shouting, just whispering, because I know something most don't. The body reacts to fear faster than the mind can question it. You see a look on someone's face, neutral, harmless. But I plant the seed. They're disappointed in you. And without a second of proof, your stomach flips. Your hands sweat. Your breath shortens. And boom, you're already bracing for a blow that never came. You walk into a room and I nudge. They're judging you. No one said anything. No one even looked. But your spine stiffens, your eyes dart, and you start folding inward. Oh, like guilt is already written on your skin. I don't need evidence. I don't need logic. I just need repetition. Because the body is obedient. It remembers fear. And once I've trained it to expect danger in normal moments, you'll flinch at your own reflection. You'll stop trusting calm. You'll stop believing safety is real. And here's the twist. You'll think it's intuition. You'll say things like, I just had a feeling. I don't know why, but I couldn't relax. But that feeling was me, programming your body to react before your mind has a chance to resist. Now your thoughts don't need to spiral, because your body's already in panic mode. And when the body panics, the brain scrambles to justify it. That's when you invent stories. You chase shadows. You fight battles that only exist inside your nervous system. Tell me, how do you feel safe? When your body treats peace like a threat? You don't. You run from relief. You get addicted to tension. You call the chaos normal. And by the time you're fully rewired, when calm feels suspicious and stress feels honest, that's when I deliver my final blow. A lie so loud, your entire being submits before your brain can speak. And that final act? Oh, it's the most elegant part of all. Because next, I don't even need to speak. You'll do the damage for me. Strategy number 5. Finally, I make anxiety feel like home. What happens when discomfort becomes your comfort zone? When the knot in your stomach is more familiar than peace? When silence doesn't soothe you, it scares you? That's when I know you've made anxiety your home. And I didn't force you. I welcomed you. with open arms, soft whispers, and just enough chaos to keep your pulse dancing. At first, anxiety was a visitor. Unwanted, unfamiliar. You tried to push it away. But then, I made it feel useful. Be prepared, I told you. Stay alert. Bad things happen when you let your guard down. And you listened. You called it being responsible. You thought you were just staying ahead. But really, you were surrendering your peace for control that never arrives. You began pacing through life like a guard dog, but no one ever broke in. Still, I kept the alarms ringing. And now stillness feels threatening. Laughter feels suspicious. A moment of quiet triggers the thought. Something must be wrong. You don't rest anymore. You recover from exhaustion. You don't relax, you numb. And that pressure in your chest? It's not a warning. It's just me, living rent-free. You've built walls I never asked for. You avoid peace like it's poison. You reject love because it feels unsafe. And worst of all, you've mistaken anxiety for identity. You say, "This is just how I am. This is my personality." No, it's your prison, and I designed it to look like home. Now here's the real question. What if peace walked in right now? Would you even let it stay? But there's a way out. It begins not by fighting me, but by not feeding me. Start noticing your patterns, especially the false alarms. Stop calling your triggers truth. Learn to breathe before you believe. Let discomfort pass without building a shrine for it. Anxiety only stays when it's fed. And peace? It doesn't shout. It waits, quietly, until you're brave enough to stop running. So what will it be? Another night pacing the cage I built for you? Or will you finally put the key in the lock and walk out? Because once you realize I never owned you, you'll stop calling anxiety your address. And maybe, just maybe, you'll remember what home is supposed to feel like.